Alan Zupka, and I'm your registered mental health counselor intern representative on the Mental Health Counselors of Central Florida Board, and I'm honored to be here. I just wanted to update you on the 491 Board's decision to extend registered interns' ability to do telehealth until June of 2021. Basically, I'm going to read the board's decision as presented on and give you my interpretation according to what I was told by the 491 board members, listening to the actual 491 board decisions during the board meeting on June 11th of 2020, and through the Florida statutes. I will always do my best to give you the most accurate and up-to-date information as I can. However, here is my disclaimer. I am not a lawyer, so if you are concerned with my interpretation, please reach out to your Florida qualified supervisor and then to your legal team through your insurance carriers. Remember, you may always reach out to the 491 board directly, and I recommend when you do it through email so you have their response in writing. Okay, so on June 11th, 2020, during a general board meeting, the Board of Clinical Social Workers, Marriage and Family Therapy, and Mental Health Counseling discussed the pending expiration of Emergency Rule 64B 4ER 20-24 of the Florida Administration Code. That was what we got. This emergency rule was actually implemented in response to preparing for and responding to and mitigating any effect of COVID-19 and authorized registered interns to provide telehealth services during the next 90 days. And it was due to expire yesterday on July 3rd, 2020. Due to continuing concerns with the COVID-19 and recommendations for social distancing, the board actually voted to modify the rule. And they filed the rule language includes the following provisions. First of all, registered interns may provide face-to-face psychotherapy by electronic methods if the registered intern has a written telehealth protocol and safety plan in place with their current qualified supervisor, which includes the provisions that the qualified supervisor must be readily available during the electronic therapy session. Basically, what this means is that they've extended the rule right now until June of 2021. However, they're going to review it again in March of 2021. But as of right now, we are able to do telehealth, any electronics, up till June of 2021. We must have an emergency protocol and safety recommendations given in writing to our qualified supervisor. If any of you need a copy of one of these, I'll be more than happy to give you mine. And you can take a look through it that way. The other part of this is there is a confusion out there between qualified supervisors and supervisors. Most people that work in a facility, most of the interns that work in a facility have a supervisor for their productivity, meaning these are the people that hire you and fire you and make sure that you're doing what their company wants you to do on their premises. Your qualified supervisor is a supervisor that you work under with their license. They're the ones who you speak with each week or every 2 weeks minimally and talk about your clients and how things are going. They're the ones who sign off on your clinical hours that will bring you to licensure. Now, the difference here is the reason I bring this up is you do not have to have your qualified supervisor on premise if you're in private practice. They have to be available to you as you do therapy. So if you have a problem, you can call them up or email them, and you should be able to readily communicate with them if there's an issue. However, this has not changed, and a lot of people misread the last emergency rule, thinking that registered interns could practice from their home. They cannot. They must have a licensed professional on duty. Remember, Florida law requires that licensed mental health professionals as approved by the board, be physically present on the premises when clinical services are provided by a registered intern in private practice setting. This is according to the Florida Statute 491. The licensed mental health professional may or may not be in the registered intern's actual board-approved clinical supervisor. A registered intern earning a license in clinical social work, marriage and family therapy, or mental health counseling must be under the supervision of a board-approved clinical supervisor when providing clinical services. The intern may provide services on or off the same premises as the intern's approved clinical supervisor, and the approved clinical supervisor does not have to be the same person as a supervisor where the registered intern is employed. If a registered intern provides services in a private practice setting, although the intern's own clinical supervisor does not have to be there, a licensed mental health professional, as determined by the Florida board, must be physically on the premises when services are provided by the intern. Remember, this legislative intent in Florida is to protect the public. If the registered intern finds him or herself in a situation where the client expresses suicidal ideation, for example, it is vital that the licensed mental health professional be present to assure that the client is provided appropriate clinical services. Remember, we're in training as registered mental health counselor interns. The licensed mental health professional must be board approved and may be a licensed psychiatrist, a licensed psychologist, a licensed clinical social worker, a licensed marriage and family therapist, or a licensed mental health counselor. But they must be on premise when we do our work with our clients. It's for their protection, our clients' protection, and our own protection. And it actually protects your qualified supervisor also, who does not have to be on premise, but we work under their license. Okay, so the registered intern and their qualified supervisor also need to determine that your client is suitable for their in their professional judgment for providing face-to-face psychotherapy by electronic methods. So in other words, you need to know that your client will be suitable to do telehealth. There's some instances where telehealth isn't suitable. Maybe they're very suicidal, homicidal. You might just want to look into that a little bit and talk to your qualified supervisor whether your client is suitable for telehealth. By the way, I have not seen this on here, but and you can hear it in the audio of the meeting on June 11th, but they are now accepting us to do telephone therapy as part of telehealth. I did not see it in the written rule. I did not see it in the agenda, the minutes, but when you listen to the audio, and I was there during the original meeting, they did say that we are allowed to do telephone therapy with our clients because so many clients did not have access to computer for telehealth. So just check with your qualified supervisor to make sure that's appropriate for you also. Qualified supervisors may utilize face-to-face electronic methods, including telephone-only communications, to conduct all supervisory sessions for internship hours if the qualified supervisor determines through their professional judgment that such methods are not detrimental to the registered intern's patients or necessary to protect the health, safety, or welfare of the qualified supervisor, the registered intern, or both. In other words, you can do supervision over the internet through telehealth now. You don't have to have that 50-50 face-to-face anymore with your supervisor. This is, again, to keep up social distancing. However, if you and your qualified supervisor determine that it's better for your clients for you to meet face-to-face, then you need to do that. Again, keep an open communication, as most of you do, I'm sure, with your qualified supervisor to find out what they think is best and what you think is best for your clients and for you during your supervision. Any clinical hours obtained via face-to-face psychotherapy by electronic means shall be considered clinical hours for the purpose of meeting your internship requirements. So you know those 1,500 hours face-to-face? Our telehealth works for that. It counts towards that. So an hour of telehealth counts towards an hour to face-to-face. Again, check with your qualified supervisor about telephone therapy. Listen to the 491 board audio of the meeting, and you'll hear that in there. But I have not seen that in writing. So they're going to review this again in March of 2021 and determine whether they're going to extend it or end it. They can actually extend or end this at any time, and I will keep you posted. The next 491 board meeting is on Thursday, August 6th, and I am hoping to have an interns meeting on August 7th following that, because I will attend the meeting on August 6th and give you back the same information like I did in our last meeting. So I hope this is helpful. Please always reach out to me. You can reach out to me directly at azupkacounseling@gmail.com, or you can reach out to me through the Registered Interns email at through the Mental Health of Central Florida's email. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I'll be more than happy to help you the best that I can. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.